Hello, my name is Tylluan. I'm a solitary pagan witch. I'm an author and the founder of the Wolf and Howl Press. And today's little chat was suggested by a discussion I had on Facebook about teachers and mentors and what to do if you don't really trust what they're telling you or you don't feel comfortable with it. And of course, this is a problem. It's not a problem for someone like me who's a solitary, because I end up talking and sometimes arguing with myself, which is okay, fair enough. But it is a problem for people who work in groups of any sort, where someone is in charge, someone is giving them directions, and perhaps they don't feel comfortable with it, or perhaps they don't even believe it. I've had people who would describe themselves as very experienced witches, very powerful, and I've seen them do some absolutely awful things. I really have, really spiteful things to people, even in the course of a ritual that I've observed. So, no, I don't believe that just because somebody has status, that they are automatically to be trusted. And what this person was telling me, this person on the discussion, was saying that what she was always told was trust the process. Now, this is all very well and good if we know what the process is, but sometimes, of course, we don't. Sometimes we don't have a clue what the process is because they haven't told us, they haven't described it. Sometimes we don't ask the right questions. That is a problem when you're starting out. You're not even sure what to ask. It's a bit like me when I've gone to hospital sometimes and I've said, look, I don't have the medical vocabulary to explain to you what you're asking me. I can't really answer it in terms that you will understand, only in terms that I understand. And it's very important to get these things out there and say what you think. Now, if something makes you feel uncomfortable, you have to ask yourself why. And years ago in the 60s, for example, when the whole thing of how people behaved with each other, how people would make love before they were married, which was frowned upon before that, did happen. Of course it did. People are only people. But, if someone didn't want to, it was like, oh, you're a prude, you're frigid, things like this. So they always had a ready answer to try and shame someone into doing something. And that still happens. It still exists, even within the craft, within various traditions. There are always going to be people who want to push you a little bit further than you would like. And you may do it and go along with it for fear of being ostracized, cast out from the group, or for fear of being made fun of being set apart as though you are somehow not good enough, as though you are someone who's a bit too immature to take advantage of what the group has to offer. The thing about feeling uncomfortable is there is often a very good reason for it. Often there are reasons why we do feel, oh, there's something wrong. There's something not right here. I can't put my finger on it, but there is something that isn't quite working right. And so, we do need to think about it, and we do need to interrogate ourselves, self-interrogation, asking ourselves questions. What am I prepared to do? What am I not prepared to do? I'm prepared to sit here on YouTube and have a chat to you. I am not prepared to dance naked down the street, shouting it all from the rooftops. That's just not me. And besides which, it would frighten my dogs. But we have to be comfortable with what we're being asked to do. And I think the whole idea of saying to someone, oh, just trust the process, is very arrogant. They mightn't have intended it that way. They might be very nice people and there might be excellent reasons for what they're asking you to do. But I do believe we deserve more than just trust the process. It may be a very good process, but it may not. And there may be very good reasons why we should not trust it, and we should not trust the person who is asking us to do it. So we do owe it to ourselves to decide what we will and won't do. And to go a little further, even if we feel up to it, and ask ourselves, well, why do you feel you can't do it? Why do I feel I can't dance down the high street or what have you? Well, it's just me. I just can't do it. I don't want to do it. I don't like the idea of doing it. That's me. And that is a good enough reason. If you feel strongly about it and that is all you can come up with, well, it's a good enough reason. And you really have to have your answers ready too. Well, what process am I being asked to trust? What process are you suggesting to me? Don't say imposing, because they won't like that. They'll get a bit iffy with you if you say that. But what process are you proposing that I should trust? What is the suggestion here? What is the reasoning behind it? What will it achieve? Why will I need to do it? How will I be? How will my work be enhanced? How will I be improved as a person? And if my eyes seem to be wandering around at the moment, it's because there's a fly who is going all over my camera. Oh, what he's doing. Oh, I suppose he has his reasons. Perhaps he wants to trust processes too. I'll trust him to behave himself and shoo him away afterwards. Anyway, it's gone now. I think he must have heard me. Anyway, I hope that's helped a bit. Please have the courage of your convictions. Don't allow people to bully you. It's one thing to say trust the process. It's another to say you must do what I'm telling you. You must trust the process, and I'm not going to explain why. That's another thing altogether. So please have a bit of confidence in yourself. Learn to know yourself. Learn to understand your limits, your boundaries. Because if you don't, you will often find that other people will push you beyond what you can reasonably do. And you don't want to look back later and feel ashamed of anything you did. You don't want to look back later in life and say, oh, I wish I hadn't done that. I really wish I wasn't a part of that. That was awful. You know, everybody has regrets, but some regrets you can foresee and you can avoid them. Anyway, I hope that's been helpful. I've gone on for 6.5 minutes now, which is quite long enough. Thank you for listening. Goodbye.